Welcome to Seabed and Bunkers Communication Television. We are reaching you on our YouTube channel. Since the coming on board of the current Customs Controller General, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, international communities have given the Nigerian Customs Service several awards. They have also rebuilt their confidence. All these are as a result of the CG's moves towards modernizing and implementing world customs guidelines. In this package, we bring you report on how the Nigeria Customs Service recovered a whopping sum of 2 billion naira through integrating post-clearance audit into its operations.
I would like to use this opportunity to express my sincere gratitude to gentlemen of the press, to my immediate community, officers and men of the Nigeria Customs Service, and indeed all stakeholders, all Nigerians who have conveyed very warm felicitations, goodwill messages, congratulations to me over my election as the chairperson of the World Customs Organization.
In this package, we bring you report on how the Nigeria Customs Service recovered a whopping sum of 2 billion naira through integrating post-clearance audit into its operations. How 200 containers were seized at the various ports by the Nigeria Customs Service.
Under the coordination of the Office of the National Security Advisor, our joint operations have resulted in the seizure of over 200 containers, followed by a coordinated destruction exercises in Lagos and Port Harcourt with unregistered pharmaceutical products comprising a whopping 63% of the seizure values.
The Controller General of the Nigeria Customs Service, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, disclosed this during his visit to Apapa Port Command of the Nigeria Customs Service.
These seizures, with a combined aggregate duty paid value of 9,235,402,973 naira, represents a sophisticated network of criminal enterprises that deliberately exploit regulatory gaps to compromise our national security. A detailed breakdown of these seizures reveals disturbing patterns of misdeclaration and systematic attempts to circumvent established import protocols. The containers comprise 21 40-foot containers and 4 20-foot containers containing predominantly unregistered pharmaceutical products, including sexual enhancement drugs such as Redsun and Hydra products, codeine containing cough syrups, including CSE brands, antibiotic injections like oxytetracycline and artesunate, pain relief medications containing diclofenac sodium and paracetamol, skin lightening creams marketed as all-purpose gbogbo nise skin chemist, hip and breast enlargement products, and various tablets using fake NAFDAC registration numbers. These are very, very disturbing trends which our Gen Z and our younger generations of today have indulged in. All of these seizures also include expired food products such as margarine and chocolate, veterinary medications, including albendazole bolus tablets, anti-malaria drugs like Atefam, Atequick, and consumer goods such as Crusader soaps, all of which reflect a sophisticated and diversified contraband portfolio that poses significant threats to public health, to consumer safety, and to regulatory integrity.
The CGC read riot acts to smugglers.
The Riot Act to all those unscrupulous elements and stakeholders within the international trade environment that the Nigeria Customs Service, in strategic partnerships with our sister government agencies, will remain in an uncompromising stance to enforce regulatory compliance. We shall deploy all our full statutory powers of seizure, arrest, and investigation and prosecution of suspects without hesitation or compromise. And furthermore, wherever it is discovered that other economic operators like transport companies, haulage operators, bonded terminals, and bonded terminal owners, or any other facilitators are found to be complicit in these illegal activities, such persons or companies will face the full wrath of the law.
And what the CG said about smugglers' concealment methods.
Our intelligence network and technological capabilities have been significantly enhanced to detect and intercept prohibited items regardless of concealment methods or documentation subterfuge.
The Nigeria Customs Service has imposed a restriction on the landing of imported pharmaceuticals to only 4 customs ports in the country. The ports are Apapa Port, One Port, Murtala Mohammed International Airport Lagos, and Ports and Terminal Multi-Services Limited (PTML) in Lagos.
There has been a policy of restricting importation to very limited number of places. And it is for the reason of ensuring that we have enough machineries and structures to monitor what is imported. So for that reason, in the past, importations were restricted to 3 entry ports, and that was Apapa Port, One Port, and at the airport in Lagos. This was recently revised, and PTML was added to the ports. So we don't expect pharmaceutical products in any other entry ports apart from these 4 places.
To Apapa Port Command of the Nigeria Customs Service, which is headed by Comptroller Babatunde Olomu.
It's always a very gratifying period anytime we have the Comptroller General of Customs in Apapa, the Premier Port. And on behalf of officers and men of the Apapa Area Command, we wish to express our very, very sincere gratitude and unalloyed appreciation to the CGC for the support, the measurable support he has given to the command, without which what we are here today to witness wouldn't have seen the light of day. I thought I had a round of applause for the CGC.
The Nigeria Customs Service has reaffirmed its stand that pharmaceutical products will not be allowed at bonded terminals.
We have reviewed our policies of allowing bonded terminals to be used for release of pharmaceutical products. Henceforth, pharmaceutical products will not be allowed to be stamped into any of those bonded terminals. To enhance the effective implementation of these policies, we will insist that any pharmaceutical products must be cleared, duties must be paid, inspection must be done at the mother ports.
He further gave a breakdown of how he was elected to the World Customs Organization as the chairperson.
Over my election as the chairperson of the World Customs Organization, it has been indeed a humbling experience stepping up in the circumstances in which it happened. There were 186 member countries of the World Customs Organization. And when the journey started, it started at the level of the West and Central African region, which has only 23 members. And at our regional meeting, I was unanimously proposed and eventually nominated as the sole candidate for the region. But quickly following on the heel of that was that other regions also conveyed their decision to adopt me as the sole candidate. I think 4 sub-regions did that before we got into Brussels for the council meetings. And the council election was to hold on the last day. And word came to me that during the 4-day meeting, the days before the election itself, the EU, the Europe sub-region had also confirmed me. So leaving only one region by Saturday morning. And by Saturday morning, the candidates from Asia Pacific, we also understood have stepped down, leaving the road clear for me, and the election was only by proper acclamation.
The representatives of the DG, NAFDAC, dropped a hint on how fake drugs can be identified in the market.
If a drug fails laboratory test, definitely the drug is said to be a fake drug. Some of those things find their way to the market anyhow, and I believe that with our synergy with the custom, our efforts are also being made to make sure that those entry points are properly manned. There is what we call a mobile authentication service. This is, if we check anti-malaria antibiotics, for example, ciprofloxacin, you will see a small scratch, a panel on it. There is a number that is on that. If you scratch it, like maybe you have a SIM card, there is a panel there. When you scratch it, you see number, and you'll be directed to pick the number and send a code through mobile authentication service. Immediately, you get a reply. So that tells you whether that particular product is fake. That's what you can do right on the spot.
He shed more light on reviewing the processes of renewing licensing of bonded terminals.
Customs headquarters is actually in the process of reviewing the processes of licensing these warehouses. Tough decisions has to be taken because we have seen and we've observed that quite a number of these bonded terminals are openly violating our laws.
He also gave updates on border control.
The coordination we are talking about, which has been facilitated by our MOU, enables swift responses to emerging threats. And I therefore like to commend the DG and our dedicated team, whose technical expertise and their passion, combined with our enforcement capabilities, creating a formidable barrier against criminal networks seeking to compromise our borders.
Thanks for listening. We'll come your way again with another top story.